Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be talking about a good base location that I have found in Stenn Desert. So we're kind of on the cusp of the border zone, Stenn Desert, and Vane. As you can see, I would say we're about equal distance from mostly all of them. Maybe Vane is a little bit further than the others. And the main reason I chose this location is because of the distance to a bunch of vendors, Squin, Waystation, and AdMag. All three locations there are great vendors for us to offload at. Also, if we need a robotic leg or arm, we can go to any of the high villages to the north. So inside this base, which I have here, there are two copper nodes. We have this one copper node here, which is has 2 workers plus 70% efficiency. And then we have this one here, which only can have 1 worker and has 35% efficiency. We also have this one iron node inside the base here. So let me show you. I'll take my science character over here and do prospect. You can see the stone in this area is solid. The iron is pretty solid. Copper is eh. And there is basically no fertility whatsoever in this area, which is a bit of a bummer. No fertility and no water, which means we're not going to be able to do any growing in this area. However, a lot of Stenn Desert is like that to begin with, and it's very hard to find some place in Stenn Desert where you're actually able to grow crops, plus also have ore that you can gather from. So this location, the main reason that I chose it is because it's very close to town, and you can gather copper, iron, and then sell in town. You can turn the copper into electrical components and then sell the electrical components in town too. So it's a nice early money-making base, in my opinion. The biggest drawbacks of this base are the no farming here, which means you're going to have to rely on wind power. Thankfully, wind power is not that bad here. It's usually always blowing and always reliable, which is excellent. The second biggest drawback of this location is the base raids that you're going to have to deal with. Look at what's on my list right now. Krall's Chosen, that is the Shek faction known as Krall's Chosen. They will come every week and attack you. Shek Kingdom, that is the actual Shek Kingdom, AdMag and Squin. So they will come to your base the first time and tell you that they want to take all of your food. And if you don't let them, they will fight you. And if you keep fighting them, they will keep coming back to the base and bringing back stronger and stronger and stronger Shek. Eventually, they will come to your base with the 5 invincibles and basically wipe you. Alternatively, if you fight them every time and you win, you'll eventually tank your own reputation with the Shek. This is the worst thing about this base location, because we don't want to tank our reputation with the Shek. Band of Bones is another Shek faction, much like the Krall's Chosen faction. So there's a few things you can do with the Shek Kingdom when they come to your base. One, you can take all of the food out of your food storage and put it on a pack mule, and then they will come into your base and then take nothing and then leave without fighting you. Or you can store a very little amount of food in your base at a time, so they can only take, a limited amount when they come. They're only going to come once a week, and instead of taxing you for actual cats like you would in the Holy Nation or the Undercity or United City, actually Holy Nation doesn't tax you. They do Prayer Day, and if you miss Prayer Day, then they come back and attack. So yeah, it's basically the cost of building in this area. It's up to you how you want to handle it. You can also, if you want, leave your base every single time, and then they will come in and run around, not do anything, and then leave. That's a good way to basically skip it. What I would recommend, though, is when you first start your base in the Stenn Desert, make sure you hire a bunch of tech hunters and human mercenaries to help guard your base. You can hire them from Squin, the bar in Squin, and the inn in Squin, and you can also hire them from the Waystation. That has a bar as well where you can hire people. Make sure you always have at least 1 or 2 teams protecting your base at all times, and that will be enough of a buffer to protect you from enemy invasions without wiping you. Because you probably will get wiped the first few times and all of your characters will get knocked unconscious, but that's okay because it will raise their combat stats, it will raise their toughness, and it will basically prepare you for what's going to be coming later in the game. So that's why I like this base as an early game base, because it will not only provide you the money you need for basically everything in this game, but it's also going to provide you the combat and toughness skill ups without you having to go anywhere, because there's a lot of Shek that will constantly come to this base. Also, aside from the shack, you will have to deal with cannibals coming to this location too. But only if you have been up north and you've fought cannibals before and they know about you. Because if you've seen cannibals before and you fought them before, then you probably already have negative 100 reputation with them. And they know about you and will come to your base and attack you. Anyway, that really all there is to it. This is, like I said, is a pretty decent location. You will have to do wind power here, which is pretty reliable. Actually, the last thing I can ramble on about with this location is right here. You can see this is the prospecting results. There is no water. There is no fertility here. All you're going to get is iron, copper, and stone. And it could be worse, to be completely honest. What I would recommend, like I said, is just using this as a money-making location. Get all those building supplies, get all those iron plates, get all the copper and electrical components, and then just keep traveling to Squin, selling everything you get, traveling to the way station, selling everything you get, and if you need to, you can travel to Admag and sell everything you get there. If any of your characters lose a limb, you can go to the hive villages to the north to buy a limb that you need. Alternatively, once you get more money and your characters are stronger, you can travel all the way up to Mongrel and buy good, even better limbs there, best in slot limbs. But anyway, that's really all there is to it. Again, this is the map location of the base location. If you guys have a better base location in Stenn Desert, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. Aside from that, I will catch you guys around in future base location videos that I do for Kenshi. Peace.